It's time for our leaders to start focusing on how to solve problems for the American people rather than on who is going to get the blame for a shutdown that Americans dislike.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Obviously, we are still in the middle of a shutdown right now. And something that has been a little bit surprising to me is, I don't know, not super surprising, but we've definitely seen a lot more pushback on the Democrats from unions in the last week in particular than we had been, and then we would, typically, unions are going to more or less kind of fall in line behind the Democratic Party when it comes to politics, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of misinformation about unions and Democrats and things like that, but we won't get into that. It's shocking how many unions have come out in opposition to basically in opposition to the Democrats here. AFGE, the largest federal employee union, American Federation of Government Employees, the International Federation of Professional and Technical Engineers, IFPTE, the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, NATCA, several pilots unions, which together represent some 100,000 pilots, and of course the Teamsters, Sean O'Brien. They're going to back whatever the Republicans say is good. But all of these unions and a couple of others are calling for the passage of a clean CR. From AFGE's press release, here's from their website, AFGE. Again, the largest federal employee union. They represent some 800,000 federal workers, including several thousand right here in Huntsville. This week, Congress pushed our nation into the fourth week of a full government shutdown, an avoidable crisis that is harming families, communities, and the very institutions that hold our country together. Both political parties have made their point, and still there is no clear end in sight. Today, I'm making mine. It's time to pass a clean, continuing resolution and end this shutdown today. No half measures and no gamesmanship. Put every single federal worker back on the job with full back pay today. As president of the American Federation of Government Employees, I represent over 800,000 federal and D.C. government workers who serve with pride and professionalism. They ensure our skies are safe, our veterans receive care, our borders are protected, and our food is inspected. They come from every political background and every corner of this nation. What unites them is a simple belief that service to country is honorable work. Today, that belief is being tested. The Army nurse in San Antonio, the TSA officer in Atlanta, the USDA food safety inspector in Iowa, and hundreds of thousands more like them are being asked to keep our country running without the paychecks that keep their households afloat. These are patriotic Americans, parents, caregivers, and veterans forced to work without pay while struggling to cover rent, groceries, gas, and medicine because of political disagreements in Washington. That is unacceptable. Unfortunately, shutdowns have become a recurring tactic in Washington, but there is no winning a government shutdown. They cost taxpayers billions, they hurt small businesses, and erode confidence in government itself. And the American people know this. That's why 9 out of 10 Americans think this government shutdown is a problem. It's time for our leaders to start focusing on how to solve problems for the American people rather than on who is going to get the blame for a shutdown that Americans dislike. Because when the folks who serve this country are standing in line for food banks after missing a second paycheck because of this shutdown, they aren't looking for partisan spin. They're looking for the wages that they earned. The fact that they're being cheated out of it is a national disgrace. It's long past time for our leaders to put aside partisan politics and embrace responsible government. A strong America requires a functioning government, one that pays its bills, honors its commitments, and treats its workforce with respect by paying them on time. And so, again, calling for a clean CR there.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
I really do understand why he would be calling for that. And maybe it's even the right thing for Democrats to do at this point. Maybe not. But it is very frustrating, and it's not just, AFGE or some of the other unions that are kind of painting this picture. But when people talk about, should Democrats open the government, or should Democrats do this or that or the third thing? we are not talking about the actual issue in dispute. The actual issue in dispute is whether or not we are going to allow healthcare costs to skyrocket for millions of people across the country. The Democratic position at this point is no, we shouldn't. And the Republican position is, yes, we're willing to do a government shutdown so that we can increase healthcare costs for millions of people. And I think that it's really important for people to remember that that is what's going to happen. Hundreds of thousands of Alabamians, millions of Americans are going to be made to pay, double, triple, quadruple what they were paying before in healthcare costs. Many of them are not going to have healthcare anymore. They're going to drop their insurance. Then, when they do get injured, the hospital is going to have to give them uncompensated care, which they are going to then pass on to the rest of us by increasing prices for our insurance, and everybody's insurance is going to increase. There's going to be less economic activity. There's going to be less kind of preventative treatment and stuff. It's going to be bad all around. Really, really bad all around. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm really concerned about what's going on here.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.